starting. Hello, everybody. Welcome back once more to Anime Yay or Nay. I'm TheOutbackAl.
I'm Hot for Justice.
I'm keeping you.
And I'm Envy Jitters.
And what did we watch today? We watched more Paranoia Agent. Satoshi Kon taking us yet more further and further down the rabbit hole that we've found ourselves in.
Yep.
We watched episode 7, 8, and 9. And he's been getting very Satoshi Kon now.
Mm-hmm.
So episode 7 kind of had a little bit more to do with some of the previous episodes, and 8 and 9 didn't as much. What did you guys think of these?
So 7 was, okay. It was like kind of where I expected it to go. 8 just had me real confused as to why it was there, and then number 9, I don't know. It led back more into what we were going with, but I was.
I kind of have a theme of, like, as the series goes and more on, people are, to quote the title of the show, losing their paranoia or have let.
I think they're gaining paranoia.
Oh yeah, I mean,
they're getting delusional.
Yeah, they're getting more and more paranoia.
Means delusion in Japanese.
And I think episodes 8 and 9 really. 7 too, with the young Liam. Was it Liam O'Brien who played
Liam O'Brien's detective character?
Yeah. He kind of slowly is losing his sanity or getting more paranoia over the little slugger incident, because apparently the little slugger that was caught, apparently he only attacked 2 of the alleged victims.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're kind of... This is kind of his episode as we're going into it, because he's convinced that the kid who was caught as a little slugger didn't do everything because it just doesn't match up. And... I mean, they already kind of established that the first lady, Sagi, I think her name was? Yeah?
Yeah,
Yes.
Tsukiko.
Yeah. That she had actually hurt herself
Yeah.
and blamed it on a little slugger. And then the second attack of the kid was the guy they caught. The third attack, not him. The fourth attack, not him. The fifth attack of the police officer was him, and that's where he got caught. So they're trying to figure it out, and the old cop is like, yeah, he did all of it, and we just gotta get him to confess. And the other one's like, I don't know, man. It's like things are happening. The sixth victim, the cop's daughter, was also hit while the guy was in custody.
Yeah.
But since she, I guess has amnesia right now, and there was no witnesses, they can't really say for sure that it was a little slugger attack. But this thing, at the exact same moment that it happened, apparently that was when Sagi got knocked out herself in front of everybody. Or passed out or whatever, and they're trying to figure out what's going on, and I think we're getting back a little bit more into the urban legend ghost myth thing, because for a while it seemed like, oh, this is Little Slugger. No, he is not Little Slugger.
Yeah.
And Liam O'Brien's trying to piece that together.
Yeah, Liam O'Brien's character, Detective Maniwa, he has discovered that everyone has something in common that was attacked, that they were all going through some kind of crises, and had something going on, emotionally distressed. They were all distressed before they were attacked. So, and then when he's like I'm emotionally distressed, and then he imagines himself getting attacked by a little slugger.
He's having weird dreams.
Yeah. But he's trying to find out what everyone was distressed about, and some people won't tell him and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, certain ones are a little the tutor who moonlights as a prostitute is kind of a little hesitant to talk about dissociative identity disorder and all this other stuff that's going on with them. But they know at least some things. The one kid was being bullied, and that was causing him a lot of stress. The other guy was in heaping amounts of debt. The police officer had a lot of stuff going on as well. Which I guess they didn't catch him for all those robberies that he did.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah. And the only victims who seem to, at least from the outside, not look like they had some sort of thing going on or having something like that were the two victims that the kid actually hit.
Yeah.
So those are the weird outliers. And he's trying to figure out what's going on. He's like, oh, he can... I think he's kind of suspended logic to this point and is kind of going with that whole... It feels a little like Death Note when L was like, oh, Kira can kill anyone, anytime, without even being in the room, and doing this and that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're clearly back in the realms of yokai and terrifying things. I think the way they described it is someone who is emotionally cornered or feels cornered is likely going to be the next victim. And there's also the weird radio thing that he's got going on. He's got a whole room full of radios that I guess he's like broadcasting to multiple channels. Like, Little Slugger's still out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're doing that, but he's doing that.
And then the kid who was thought to be Little Slugger is found dead in his cell.
Yeah, because at that point he was the cornered one.
Yeah.
He had nowhere to go. And yeah, even Manny was going like, oh, he has to be the next victim. He's gonna be there, and like they go to find him, and they find not just the Little Slugger who they thought was Little Slugger, but actual Little Slugger standing over Little Slugger's body.
Yeah.
And then he fades into a wall.
Yeah.
And everyone's going like, well, fuck, we're at it. This is out of our element.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they go, but, yeah, I think him and the other detective were fired at that point, or they had to resign.
Either that or they voluntarily resigned.
Yeah,
because of the
well, voluntarily,
Yeah.
air quotes. But, yeah, so that's kind of the situation that they're in. Little Slugger has officially become some sort of ghost demon creature. They're out of a job. They have no idea what's going on, and that's just in one episode. Little Slugger's out there killing people now. He's killing people now, not just assaulting them.
Yeah.
Which moves on to kind of the weirder outlier episode in episode 8.
Oh, you could say that.
Has a trigger warning.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, I think more than a little. It's literally 3 people that meet online to do a suicide pact, and one of them is a little 10-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One's an old man. I forget his code name. Fubiachi or something.
Something like that.
Fuibachi.
A very tall young man named Zebra, and then a little girl named
Kamome?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah, the 2 men want to try and kill themselves with all manner of ways, but then they realize, wait, are we really going to allow a little girl to kill themselves?
Yeah, they were all in a chat room together, and I
Yeah.
think they were wanting to do a group suicide.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah. But then they find out, oh, the other one that we were supposed to be with is a little girl. We can't do that. She's actually got reasons to live.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so they kind of try to ditch her, and she keeps finding them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're trying all sorts of ways to kill themselves, and like, oh, we'll take a bunch of pills and fall asleep and die, or we'll, maybe we'll jump in front of a train, or maybe we'll do this, and maybe we'll do that, and like, nothing seems to work because, like, first off, they do take a bunch of pills.
They do.
And they do go down to die, but then the girl shows up, and then the building gets demolished while they're in it, and they're like, oh, shit.
That, for me, with as many pills as they took, and they took a lot of pills on screen, that should have been enough to have them, like, seizing up, foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, dead 2 times over.
Yeah.
And not only that, though, but they were boiling like a pot to get carbon monoxide poisoning, too, so you had on top of that.
Yeah.
Not bad.
So.
But yeah, so then they're going to try to jump in front of a train, but right before they're able to do it, someone else jumps in front of a train, and they're just like, oh my god, is that what happens to us? I don't want to go like that.
And when was this anime made, by the way?
2004.
So this might have been before they started putting up, like, glass fixtures in front of the trains to keep people from jumping
For that exact reason?
Because the thing with suicide, it's, like, it's a pretty big thing in Japan.
Yeah.
So it's actually very common for people to jump in front of trains.
Oh, yeah,
which is why they have those glass fixtures in place.
Ever read Suicide Circle?
Oof, no.
No.
Doesn't say anything like this episode.
Yeah, a lot.
Weirdly enough, these people are very chipper,
Yeah.
despite being so morbid.
Well,
So
yeah, the little
we're-
girl is like, I want to die, and it's like, no, you don't.
Yeah. But yeah, then they try a couple other things. They go on a train trip because they're gonna let's go out to the country and this is our last day on Earth. Why not? And I think they kind of run into this issue. At least I think what's his name, Fuyabachi kind of does, because he's like they're having a good time. They're enjoying themselves. Like, oh no, are we enjoying life again? We're not going to want to die now.
Well, more importantly, they're thinking, if we kill ourselves, the little girl's going to be by herself, and then she's going to end up dead for real, like in a non-suicidal way. And it's like, we don't want that, so they're trying to...
They also try to hang themselves, and that doesn't work.
Nope.
Like, nothing they do is
It was kind of
working.
weird. It was like they were trying to play that for laughs, but it's like, you shouldn't find that funny. I got really uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is this really weird, very, very dark kind of humor of, like, this failure to follow through on what essentially...
And usually I don't
probably
mind
be
dark
easy.
comedy, but like I thought that was really extreme. Like you see the girl bouncing up and down while they're in their nooses trying to...
Yeah, and she breaks the branch.
Yep.
And it's...
And they're like, oh, man, I just want to die. But we can't die. The little girl will die. Oh, shit. Now we can't die. And I mean, by the end, they just go back home and are just kind of walking around doing stuff. And, like, I was kind of suspecting this since their little apartment thing with the pills. But they kind of go... There was, like, these tourist people, like, taking a picture. And they kind of photobomb them.
Mm-hmm.
But then the people don't notice that they photobomb them. Look at the picture
Wait. We need to go back. We need to go back. We're missing something.
Oh, right. Little Slugger happened.
Yeah.
they stay
Zebra
in
and
the
the little girl are obsessed with Little Slugger.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, he kills people now. Maybe he'll kill us. That would be nice.
And Little Slugger's like, hell no, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, because he kills someone in the room next door, and they're just kind of like, I wonder what that is. It's probably just a weasel or something. We're out in the country. You're hearing someone getting beaten to death with a bat, and they're just like, probably a bear. Who knows? And then a bat flies through their door, and they're like, it's Little Slugger! Help me! Little Slugger! And they chase him down. It's probably the first time anyone's done that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're like, yeah, I guess we just gotta go home now. Whatever. And they go and they do the photobomb thing, and the people don't notice, and then they scream whenever they see the photo, which I think they were successful the first time. They've been ghosts this whole time.
Well, they don't have shadows.
Well, that's one thing. Also, no one interacts with them no matter what they do throughout this entire episode. It's like the Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
It's like, they think they're alive, they're enjoying life, but in reality, they're not
I'm thinking
working with anyone or anything.
I'm thinking they died when all the debris fell on them from when the construction was going on.
That's a possibility too. It could have been the carbon monoxide. Could have been the pill. It was probably the pills for the two guys, but the room was full of carbon monoxide for the little girl when she showed up. So she probably died there as well. Like they're at the construction site after the building's demolished, and they're just kind of lying on the ground. Like, how come no one told you to move?
Yeah.
Because they're not really there. Yeah. And then they and those ladies see ghosts in their pictures now.
Yep. Oh, and so the ending scene, like the end shot was like of a condom machine that was behind the group of girls, which reads Happy Family Planning, which is the name of the episode.
Yeah, you see all the names of the episodes like at some point in the later, in like near the end of each of the episodes, I think.
Yeah.
But I think like part of it was like, I think they all wanted to off themselves because I don't think they ever felt like they had any connection to anyone, but through trying to off themselves, they all found connections with each other.
They found connections, but at the same time, like, I think one of them actually lost a connection. Like, the zebra has a locket around his neck.
Yes, he was in a gay relationship, which I guess, especially back in 2004 in Japan, was very no-no, I'm assuming.
It's from what I can tell, Japan is still a country where gay marriage is illegal. Yeah. So, yeah, that is still a no-no. Yeah.
But, the weird thing was they also had a connection to Little Slugger, because apparently there was someone missing named, was it Horse or Fox, or what was it? Fox. Who, I guess they found out was the Little Slugger guy, and so maybe that's why they're able to chase him down, because it's his ghost. And they're ghosts.
Maybe? I don't know.
It's the best explanation I can come up with. But, yeah, my thoughts are they're all dead. They've all been dead the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, so we're reading the Wikipedia thing right now. In the UK release, that whole thing with the tree, that was cut.
I can see why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
It's a bit much. This is again, this is a very dark episode.
Yeah. I was...
Oh, can I also point out that, again, I think I definitely knew they were ghosts because the guy who jumped in front of the train gets right back up and walks away all magalope. He's like, oh man, that didn't even work. He's a ghost too.
Yeah.
I don't think when you die you realize you're dead.
No. Like, that was the whole thing with him. I was like, he should be dead, and everyone else is still looking like they're about to puke.
No one was even looking at him as
Yeah.
well.
I was
he just
like,
walked away.
I would be thinking, like, people would be trying to help him, pulling him up and things like that, but
Or being
no.
like, oh my god, are you okay?
Nothing.
Look at your leg. You're limping all over the place. There's blood everywhere. But he's just like, blah, blah, blah. Just walking away. Of course, Zebra's the only one who sees that. He's not much of a talker.
No.
So yeah, that's that. It's kind of a weird, I guess, if it really adds anything to the story, it does kind of establish that perhaps, Little Slugger isn't just a delusion. He is a real...
Little Slugger
some kind of thing.
has taken on a presence of his own.
Yeah, it's like enough
is
people...
what I'm getting from this.
I feel like it might kind of be the American Gods kind of thing, where if you believe in something enough, it becomes real.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess enough people believed in Little Slugger that he became...
A thing.
a ghost, a phantom, a spirit, a yokai, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And then episode 9 is all about what Little Slugger's been up to.
Yeah, these 4 housewives keep telling more and more bizarre, like, rumors or ghost stories or, like, whatever of, like, how Little Slugger has been killing people or something.
Yeah, and
like
the first couple are kind of like, okay, I could totally see Little Slugger having this situation and doing this kind of thing. But as they keep going, it's just like, you people are making this shit up. It doesn't make any sense.
And weirder.
Especially the youngest one, who's like the wife of a screenwriter, and they keep saying, oh, as someone who's the wife of a screenwriter, you should be able to tell a better story. And it's like, okay, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're like... And it's just gossip, but again, if this is working off American Gods logic, they are definitely making Little Slugger more powerful.
Oh, yeah.
Just by talking about him. And they're like, oh, this person did this thing because of Little Slugger. This person did this thing because of Little Slugger. It's like, it kind of goes back to like that first episode where everyone's like trying to find excuses to not do things or to put things off or like do whatever, like avoid responsibility for either their own lives or the things going on around them. And finding Little Slugger and just getting beaten over the head is an easy out for them. Of just like, oh, I can't do this. I got hit by a Little Slugger. Or, I can't whatever because Little Slugger. And I mean, these episodes were kind of funny simply on how ridiculous the stories get. Because, like, there was at one point, I think even the animation changed.
Yeah.
For, like, it was a love story between, like, these two
dying
young
girl
kids.
and this young man.
Yeah, it's, what is it, Fault in Our Stars or something? Or one of those?
No, it's a popular story, short story. I forget what it's called, like The Last Leaf or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, so little girl, they're not that little, but, like, they're this young tween-looking kids are, like, meet and fall in love, but turns out the girl is dying, and she's like, oh, when the last leaf on that vine or whatever falls, I will be dead, and thank you for being with me in my final days. And the kid's like, no, I can't have her leave me. So he goes and he paints a really realistic leaf on the wall, and like, so, she won't die because there will always be a leaf there, and that's nice. But then he looks over in the window, oh, Little Slugger's there, and he just kills her. And he falls off the ladder and dies too, and I'm like, what did this doesn't make sense.
They took that short story and just put Little Slugger in.
And even the writer lady's like, no, that didn't happen. That was like a story that people did. They're like, oh, shut up.
Yeah.
You came up with something where a guy was on an island for 100 days and then just got beat by Little Slugger or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they just get, or like, and then they're like, oh, he was at a baseball game and beat up the pitcher on national television. And he's like, what? We would have heard about that. He's like, I saw the game. They're just bullshit artists.
Yeah.
At this point. And
So basically, like any old lady.
yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so then the younger one who's married to the writer is like, I'm gonna go home. Whatever.
And she does. And when she gets there, her husband has been beat up by Little Slugger.
And she's
astounded and amazed, and she's like, how did it happen?
I need to know how it happened. It's like one of those like Twilight Zone irony episodes.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, her whole thing about the episode was like she couldn't come up with a good little slugger story, and then one falls into her lap, and she'll never know what it is.
Yeah.
Because
at the same time, it's
she
like,
can't fucking call the ambulance.
yeah, she should have called an ambulance. The guy's bleeding out of his head.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, Little Sluggers kind of become. I'm actually kind of reminded the way that things are going. Kind of reminded of The Grudge. Do you guys remember that, where it was like there was a ghost and it would kill someone, but if someone else saw it on a video or in real life or something, then they were haunted. It was like being passed around like an STD almost, until all of Japan was dead from The Grudge, I think.
Yeah.
Little Slugger's slowly turning into this. Like every time you hear, or maybe it's like the Babadook. As soon as you hear about Little Slugger, you're gonna get hit by Little Slugger. Like it's I don't know. It's going in weird directions. I'm kind of hoping the next couple episodes go back to the main, air quotes, main plot with the detectives and the original victims, because I feel like these were just kind of world building the legend of Little Slugger.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping moving forward we'll actually get to see, you know, what presumably is real Little Slugger doing.
My whole thing is I'm wondering if, based on the title, because Moso Dairenin, which is the Japanese title, Moso means delusion. I'm wondering if he's just all in everyone's head.
Like some sort of shared mass hallucination?
Yup.
I mean...
And he's become like this urban legend now.
To some degree, I think we were kind of assuming it a little bit. Like... Or that people were at least being like, you know, oh, if no one saw me hit myself over the head with something, I'll just blame Little Slugger.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like an excuse kind of thing. But, like, yeah, it has kind of taken on a life of its own in a way. And people are feeding into that legend.
Yeah.
So who knows? No one saw the writer guy get hit by Little Slugger. Maybe he did it to himself. Maybe just smashed his head off a table. On purpose. It's at least how the first one went, and it's possible that's how the other ones went.
Yeah. Like the thing with Tsukiko, wasn't it her leg got broken and not her head?
I think in her thing, she said that Little Slugger swung for her head, but she ducked and just got hit in the leg instead. But we know that she broke her own leg.
My whole thing is that, yeah, her story's bullshit, because how do you duck and then hit your leg?
I mean, if he, like, swung down at her and she kind of, like, dodged to the side, it might hit her leg like that.
I guess, but it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it didn't happen.
Right.
So, it doesn't have to.
And did you notice that, maybe this was just like an Easter egg, but did you notice in the Suicide Pack episode, all three people had that same mascot that the main girl...
Oh, yeah, I think that was definitely intentional.
Yeah.
I think
that
was their identifying marker.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Yeah. That, and, I mean, Sagi, we haven't seen it in a while, but she's clearly delusional or schizophrenic or something, that she's seeing this mascot talk to her.
Yeah.
So, who knows? Shared delusion, creating an actual demon that roams the city trying to beat people up?
Well, I mean, she is trying to create a new character.
That's true, and she certainly did. We got, like, another... I think we're done with this next week. We got 4 more episodes, right?
Yeah, the last 4.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe, I don't know. I feel like Satoshi Kon usually has satisfying endings for his stuff, or at least I find them satisfying, even if you don't get, like, everything answered.
I wonder if it's going to end the same way Perfect Blue ended without spoiling it.
Ambiguous. I mean, yeah, if people are following, yeah, go watch that one. That was fun. That was not fun, but, like, a good movie. I don't know. It's hard to say. That's the thing. Satoshi Kon. You don't know where this is going to go.
And
Only Satoshi knows. He's not going to tell you.
I remember Paprika ending pretty well, too, if I remember watching that movie.
Yeah, I like that one, too. But yeah. So this is still a yay? We're going to finish this next week?
I mean, we might as well see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. We'll remember to watch for next week, episodes 10 through 13. Of Paranoia Agent. We'll see if they stick the landing for the one and only Satoshi Kon series out there. What else is going on? Did something else happen this week?
Madoka side story.
Oh my God, you're
anime.
right. I think we need to bring in some more people for this. This is a lot to unload. Is anyone else in here that might be able to want to talk about this? I guess not. All right.
Hi.
Who are you?
Hi.
Because we're not on camera.
Hi, it's the Dread Pirate Dash.
Okay, Dread Pirate Dash is here. Yeah, okay, so, as you guys know, Madoka came out this week.
New series.
New series of Madoka.
Not about Madoka.
Not about...
Not at
well,
all.
it will be eventually. Everything runs
It's
back
called
to
Magica
Madoka.
Magica Record.
Magica.
Magica Record, something, Madoka Magica
Magical
size
Girl
story.
Utena Raising Project Special Zero Fun Time Yay.
Okay. But yeah,
Glitter for yeah.
Magia record
Mew Mew.
is here.
Mew Mew.
Glitter
Glitter Force
powers
power.
and, of the moon sailors.
Okay. So, let's talk about the episode.
I mean, I feel like we were making a joke there, but there's a lot of shows nowadays where it's like the titles are paid by the word.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
So we start off with
Discount Madoka, or as you were calling them.
Assassin's Creed Madoka.
Yes.
Whose name happens to be Iroha Tamaki.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We start off on a train. Basically, I guess a little girl loses her cat in a labyrinth, so they have to go and save the cat. Her and who you've been calling Discount Homura.
Yeah, Discount Homura.
Who is also known as Kuroi.
How do you pronounce that?
Kuroi.
Kuroi.
It's not going to work for me.
Kuroi.
Discount Homura.
But anyway,
Kuroi.
so
Kara. Galahad. Kara.
K-U-R-O-E.
K-U-R-O-E. Kara.
anyway,
Kara.
anyway,
done. I'm
so
sorry.
they're saving the cat. They give it back to the girl. And basically, like,
Just doing a little bit of narration all the time.
a little bit of narration about things. Apparently, Kuroi, or Discount Homura, whatever you
Discount
want to
Homura.
whatever you want to call her.
With some beaten sticks.
Yeah, she's got these cool, like, club things that look like they're, like, some badass Blue Man Group
So
drumsticks.
apparently, her wish, in order to become a magical girl, was to go out with the person that she liked. They did go out, and they broke up, and now she is a magical girl.
Well, that's a QB for ya.
Yeah. So after that, we go home to Iroha's house. Basically, we get a little sort of like a flashback thing of in her bedroom. There's one half of the room, and then there's the other half, and on the other half is the shadow of a girl who is basically kind of like sort of like digitized-y kind of.
It's,
Like the
you
thing
know
from
the,
Limbo.
It's like a Monica thing.
Yeah, you know the general aesthetic for like magical hootenanny witch stuff for Madoka.
Hootenanny witch
Yeah, you know the Madoka
But-
aesthetic now. The weird Terry Gilliam nightmare creatures and whatnot.
It was more like weird digitized versus like slaps, like Salvador Dali. I've taken bits of paper and stuck them together
Yeah.
onto a weird background kind of a look.
Yeah. So she wakes up. It's apparently a dream.
That's a big thing in Madoka.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dream. And apparently that half of the room that had the girl in it is empty. So, for those of you who haven't played the game, basically the game is about this girl trying to find her sister,
Who's missing?
who is apparently missing.
And QB's there having a good old time.
Yep.
As a QB do.
As QB does.
QB doobie
So,
doobie
what
doo.
happens is that basically, like, Iroha's living her school life. She gets a call from her friend basically saying,
Discount Homura.
hey,
Kara.
so we need to meet up. They meet up on the train.
Oh god, the train again.
And when they meet up on the train, they basically are talking about this place called Kamihama City.
Yep.
Which is a place that apparently saves magical girls.
Yeah, if a magical girl goes there, they will be saved.
Is that the
So-
same? Is that the same city from the first show, or
No.
No.
I don't think so, no.
I don't
It's
think so.
not.
Nope.
Should we mention there was Discount Kyoko, Sayaka, and Hitomi
For
at
like a
school?
second.
Yeah, well, hot second is a good time for a cameo, you know.
True. They really did. Especially the one that looked like Discount Sayaka.
Yeah. Did you get a line?
She did.
Maybe.
They were basically
Discount Sayaka comes in later, though. We haven't gotten there yet.
they were basically
That's not discount
basically it was
Sayaka later.
there were
Oh, you're talking about her friends?
there were these 3 schoolgirls that were basically like, we don't want to do the room cleaning. Can you do it for us? And one of them dropped at Tamaki's feet for doing it or whatever. But they at least the Sayaka knockoff looked basically like Sayaka with a tan.
Just short.
But yeah. So.
She was the shortest one, I think, which is different for Sayaka. She's normally taller.
And
Yeah. It was also. So they're talking about Kamihama City.
Yeah.
And basically, while they're talking about it, everyone on the train attacks them because apparently everyone's been infected by a witch's kiss. So,
Which is spreading lately. Get your vaccinations.
yeah.
this is why we vaccinate. Herd immunity is dying.
So basically, like, Iroha ends up in a moving labyrinth and ends all the way up in Kamihama City.
Yeah, moving labyrinth is not really something that we've seen before.
No.
The train labyrinth is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's like noodles and like iron
Windows.
and steel windows.
Yeah, it's like you know that one hardware store that's next to your favorite pasta place. Now imagine if they both blew up, and then we turned them into I don't know
A ball of death.
Yes,
So-
a ball of death made of hardware store and pasta.
And a lot of steel beams.
And there's a newt.
There is a newt that looks like a cross between Mudkip and Sobel.
the newt.
So a newt.
Yeah.
The newt is basically the witch for that labyrinth.
Yeah.
And when they get to Kamihama City, they've basically this labyrinth that they're in comes into contact with another labyrinth.
Let's call it what it is. The one witch's labyrinth crashed into the other one like a wrecking ball.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they looked and saw that Jaws. Oh no, but there's a bigger Jaws, and now we have to team up with Little Jaws to fight Big Jaws.
And Little
That's
Jaws,
not at all what happens.
Little
No.
Jaws dies.
Oh yeah, that little witch got killed by the new witch. Again, something new we haven't seen before. We haven't seen witches
Come into
interact with each other.
contact. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I guess-
fight like a damn Godzilla
Unless you
death
kind of
match.
count the movie.
Unless you count the movie, and unless you
But
also count.
I don't know that I
where,
count Sayaka as a full witch at that point because it's like she's
Yeah.
clearly in control of herself.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Ish.
Ish.
She's basically berserker mode, but it's like a barbarian enraged can still
Exactly.
have
And
self-control.
a barbarian enraged that's not, under some sort of, mind-altering spell can still know friend from foe.
That's
Yeah.
what I should have made Sayaka.
But
A berserker barbarian.
Yeah, I was thinking like Devotion Paladin,
Huh.
kind of tanky.
Ah.
But you know what?
there
Going into a, you know what? You can multi-class later.
There is now Path of the Zealot with barbarians.
There is that. Let's not worry about that. That's for things for later.
So
But yeah.
that happens. This new witch that they just ran into gets defeated.
Is big.
Yeah,
It's
big.
big, and they can't do shit.
Nope.
Your
And
little dinky little crossbow ain't going to do shit. Discount Madoka.
nope.
I'm
But-
sorry, Assassin's Creed Madoka.
But
Yeah.
we have a new girl who comes in. She's got like
Madoka Auditore
lances.
Forense.
I want to say she has lances, and she
Yeah, they look kind of like
basically
lances.
she takes down that witch like no problem.
Yep.
And basically she's like, "What are you doing here? Get out!"
This is my town.
After
my
doing the
turf.
Mammy multi-weapon move.
Yeah.
She's like a combination of a couple of things because she has the multi-weapons like both Sayaka and Mami use. She kind of got Sayaka's color scheme, but she also uses spears and kind of fights like Kyoko.
And her
Yeah.
dress style is very much like
Kyoko.
Kyoko as
Yeah.
well.
So
and she
she's
has the
got
personality of Homer when she's trying to be
She
a
does.
Yeah,
True.
she's I'm the stand-in for all the old characters.
I am all of them combined into the ultimate magical girl.
except for Madoka. 'cause
Except for
no one
Madoka.
is God.
And then she tells Assassin's Creed Homer, it's like, yeah, your rumor about this city being a safe place for witches, no, that's the exact opposite. Witches here are
Well,
stronger.
Depending on how you want to look at it, you could say that they're being saved when they die.
Yeah.
You
That's
don't
that's
have to deal with shit anymore.
that's some Catholic Church bullshit if I ever heard it.
Possibly.
Oh,
Or,
yeah.
you know, Generabuchi's a nihilist. He might be like, well, your problems are over when you die, so technically you
Oh.
don't have to fight witches anymore.
But
True.
during that portion when they were fighting the witches, Assassin's Creed Madoka, Iroha, basically like saw a baby QB
Which is cute.
and like caught it,
It's not cute.
and
I thought it was cute.
she like got flashback stuff going on.
Yeah,
with
there was like
her.
this weird like Samus veiny type of pulse, and then she sees flashbacks of what I think was her sister in a hospital.
Yeah.
Yes, it were.
So, as we can tell now, her sister was apparently hospitalized for some kind of disease.
Mm-hmm.
So, after they get told to get out,
Excuse me.
they go, and
They were even given grief seeds, like, you know.
they
Did
were
we
given.
mention that she doesn't remember what her wish was?
Yeah,
No, I don't
no,
think we
we
did.
did.
We forgot.
We forgot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, she has no memory of her wish.
Yeah.
which is mentioned.
Which is
when-
me going like, well, I think I know what you wished for.
And she's talking to, like, her own incubator at the time, and the second one that she sees in the Witch's Labyrinth is a different one. It's like a baby version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just has a big head.
Yeah.
And slightly, like, pointier-ish ears.
So,
Yeah.
what it turns out that her wish was about, as they reveal it at the end of the episode. So, spoilers for anyone.
Spoiler
There's
alert!
been spoilers the whole time. People know what the series
But-
is.
That's true.
Or
Basically,
people know what our show is.
her wish was to cure her sister Ui's disease.
And as we all know, can't get sick if you never existed.
So basically, what her wish resulted in that she can't remember was that she erased her sister from existence.
Didn't I call that?
You
As
did.
soon as
No, Al called it very early in the episode.
Look, these are great series, but I called Madoka too. Like, as soon as I saw QB, I'm like, he's evil. It's like, as soon as he said the word soldier, I'm like, he's the devil. And then you guys, whole time, you were going like, no, it's a fun series, it's a cute series. And then episode 3 happened.
Did
You
I
guys
actually
watched
say
it.
that?
It might have been you. We were watching it at Anime Club. Everyone's like, shut up, it's fine, everything's fine. And then Mammy got her head ripped off. I looked at that whole room and said, I called it, and I left.
Well, I think everyone was just so traumatized about what happened. If I remember correctly, we were watching it and we were thinking, okay, this is a little dark for a magical show.
I saw
but,
that coming a mile away.
It was just like...
There were definitely foreshadowed.
Mm-hmm. That whole episode is Mammy going, it's so nice to finally have friends. Everything's wonderful. Like,
You saw
watch
your
our
death
watch our
wish.
third episode.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
But yeah, no.
like,
you did call it very early about, what it feels like the sister's been erased from existence because none of the stuff is there.
As soon as I heard the
Yeah.
words, I forget what I wish for, and we know there's a missing sister, I'm like, you wished you didn't have a
Which
sister.
the thing is
So
like
it wasn't as bad as I thought.
that makes the whole show now ironic because she's looking for a sister who no longer exists.
Yep.
So
Oof.
Oof.
yeah,
Oof.
that
Because we have
realization
to-
makes it hurt.
Because they have to beat the be careful what you wish for Aesop over the head
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
in all of these.
Another thing.
And it wasn't driven home enough with the whole, I want a boyfriend. We went out, and then we broke up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which
you
is always
technically
what
got your
happens.
wish. It's just didn't
Yeah.
last.
Well, and there were some weak sauce witches not witches, sorry. Weak sauce wishes.
I'm going to tell you this. They're weak sauce wishes that made weak sauce magical girls. That's why they're weak sauce witches.
Uh-huh.
So you're right. There are weak sauce witches.
But yeah, some of the wishes that were coming up, I keep bungling the word, were comically,
Oh my
Small.
god. It's like,
I want my cousin to pass college or something like
I
that.
want my cousin to become a police officer.
There we go.
Yeah.
I want to know why everyone hates this classmate of mine.
Yeah.
Was one that I saw.
Oh my god.
Maybe
like,
he's an
you
asshole.
have the power of God in the palm of your hand, and that's what you're using.
But
I mean, and there was this one of I want to never get fat. I want to
I'm going to eat whatever I want, but not gain any weight. Okay,
I
that one's
want
a
to
little
always
more
have-
ambitious.
I
but-
want to have
I wanna
100%
have-
on all tests and never study.
Yeah, like some of those are a little more ambitious because depending on how you interpret it.
I mean,
all
if you're
of
gonna be a
life is
PhD
test.
student, I'm dating a PhD student. Like, I don't fault them on the let's get 100%
Yeah,
on tests
depending
without
on
studying.
how, and you know, like it's. I feel like that wish could be really good because, like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of. There's a really like. He's an X-Man who. Everyone's like
Are you
he's got
talking
one of
about
the
Prodigy?
dumbest. No, I'm talking about. I think his name was Cypher or something.
Yeah,
He can his
Yeah.
mutant power is that he can understand any language,
including
And you're-
coding and
Yes, but like that's the thing. It's like when you think about it, everything is a language. What is martial arts? It's a language in physical form. It's like he could be so overpowered, but all you're thinking is, oh, he can translate my Spanish homework.
yeah.
It's like if you think about it, if you think about all of life as some sort of test, and you get 100% on every test you take, well, guess what? You just hack the entire game of life.
yeah.
So,
There's one other X-Men that I always liked.
but apparently that was not our actual wish. So
Yeah.
No.
There's another X-Men I always used to like called
Better.
Prodigy that was basically he would he could like ace any test because he would his intelligence would increase while being around multiple smart people, but as soon as
Okay.
they were gone, he'd like lose that intelligence and he'd forget
Yeah.
everything he had learned.
Bit of a loss at that point, but still, as long as you surround yourself with some people like that, you know, you could do whatever you want.
So back to Madoka.
Yes.
Right.
Away from X-Men.
We're going through
what
wishes
did
and
we
how to
all
make
think?
them work. I enjoyed it.
It was good.
I mean, it's still kind of early in the series. I'm not going to be like, this feels like Madoka, and I enjoy Madoka, so I'm good with that.
The
At same
animation
time,
is still
the
trippy
animation's
as balls.
great.
Yeah,
it's
honestly,
Shaft didn't
there's
lose
a-
their touch.
There's a transition at the very beginning from the train to the labyrinth that I thought was just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Animation's good. The art style is good as it was before. We still got Gen Urobuchi writing, so I have high hopes. I don't think I've watched a series that I didn't enjoy from him.
And
Yeah.
one of the music tracks
So-
they used in the beginning is straight ripped from the original show. And
Well, yeah, they own it. Why not?
And
Yeah, why not?
I felt nostalgic listening to it. It's
Yeah.
like,
Which I think
oh,
was,
that was
probably
the
the point. Yeah.
well,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm really actually hoping that opening is Claris again, because I would really love the original.
I mean, why wouldn't you get the original? It makes
Yeah.
sense.
Well, it's not the originals, because Claris was a group that the two girls were Clara and Alice. Alice has since left the group and has been...
Oh, so you're saying that for an amount of money she wouldn't come back just to record some new stuff?
No,
It's not like that didn't happen with Ginger Spice or
actually,
anything.
they brought a new person in.
Oh.
Karen. What is her name?
So now what is it?
Well, it still
Karen's?
fits, I guess.
Karis?
No, it's still Claris. But
Karis would be a such better like
know.
change on that.
Okay, Claris is doing the ending. I just looked it up.
yes,
Cool.
Okay.
I will also say, and Chips had pointed this out when we were watching it amongst ourselves, the costume designs are really cool. And there's
Yes.
definitely like some cosplay fun value in there.
And we haven't
Oh,
seen all the
yeah.
characters yet.
No.
So, more possibilities.
Assassin's Creed Madoka has a cool look.
I want to cosplay her.
So far, all three of them seem
Yeah.
to have a pretty interesting look about them. I'm interested to see where this is going. Again, well, we should point out, this is a 26-episode series, which is longer than the first one was.
Yeah.
Which
I'm-
it seems to be a long ass game.
Which I was
So,
surprised because I
yeah.
thought it was going to be more of a mini-series type deal than a full-on show. At least that was me, and I'm also
The
coming
original
in
was a very self-contained story, and it's very tightly written. Again, Urobuchi's good at that, but this one's based on the game, which is you're saying was longer, so that might
Yeah.
have something to do with it.
Seems really long.
Chips
Yeah.
has a lot more background knowledge than I do.
Mhm.
So, like, I've seen Madoka, and I've, of course, watched the abridged series like 500 times, and
You should have watched it less.
yeah, I know. Probably should have.
I just want more.
Oh.
I just want more Bakuga.
Another thing that I'm going to make a note of, where Madoka's parents were very present in
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Madoka
like the
Magica.
best anime parents.
Iroha's parents do not get, like, facial features aside from their mouths. They're going on a business trip. So we are back to the stereotype for the absentee parents in an anime.
And they actually show them leaving for the trip and everything. Like,
Yeah.
again,
I guess that's
the
a
lack
little
of
bit more
facial
than
features.
some people get.
Yeah. But I was just so astounded that in the original series we had parents who were very present and very there, and they were even there giving their daughter like advice.
Yeah, they're
which
my
is
favorite
something
anime
you
parents.
never
Yeah, me too.
see.
But to be fair, everyone else in that show didn't have parents.
Like, Mammy
Yeah.
was very, like...
She was an orphan.
Yeah, it was
at
very
that point.
explicit,
Oh
too.
yeah.
But we don't know about Sayaka's parents. Kyoko's
We do.
family's also, yeah.
Also
and
gone.
Homura, we don't know anything about Homura's, I don't think.
I don't think we know anything about Homer's home life to be...
No.
Homer's home life.
Yep. Except she lives in a weird clock tower, I guess.
Yeah.
It's,
I might have
it's
blocked
it's
this from
a
my
thing,
memory.
yeah.
What?
Yeah, no. It's a joke.
Okay.
But yeah, so far it's interesting. I'm hesitant on saying like this is 100% I'm gonna love this series because like it's the first episode.
Yeah.
You know, you usually got to give something like 3 episodes before you're like, okay, I can kind of feel this thing out and see
Yeah.
what's
I mean-
happening.
If it's
by
like the-
episode 3, we're gonna know something.
if it's like the last show, episode 3 is gonna have some crazy shit.
And here's the thing. We're... Now we don't have the wool over our eyes like we did with Madoka.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm almost expecting but not expecting like they're going to be some weird shenanigans I'm not going to expect pop up at some point.
I think we're more going to get a lot of new characters. They're going to get developed, and
Yeah.
then they are going to be taken from us.
That too.
I feel like we're in a kind of a weird position because like I was telling you guys earlier, like whenever Madoka was originally coming out,
Mm-hmm.
Genrobuchi already had a reputation for killing his characters that people loved.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of like the George R. R. Martin of anime a little bit.
It's a good way to describe it.
But like episodes 1 and 2, everyone was saying like, when are you going to kill everybody? When are you going to kill everybody? And he's like, I'm not going to kill anyone. I wanted to make a nice show for people. Can I just make one nice show without being a murderous psychopath? And even like the night that episode 3 was coming out, was Twitter a thing back then?
I think it was like
2000.
early.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
He was even tweeting like, guys, I'm not gonna kill, and then Mammy's head rips off. I'm like, I lied.
It's like, of course I lied.
To be fair, he kind of had to, because it's like, if you heard George R. R. Martin was making a romantic comedy, what would you be like? Oh, they're all gonna be dead at the end.
Yeah.
But if you like, he has to kind of bury the lead a little bit.
He's right.
But
No, I'm just trying to picture that now.
yeah, well, yeah, we've seen.
I mean,
some,
it's the same with like Joss Whedon making anything. It's like got the Joss Whedon body count.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I know.
What
Joss Whedon, ew. But
I mean, even in the Avengers, he killed a character, like a main character.
rest in peace, Coulson.
kind of.
Well, Quicksilver in Age of Ultron.
Oh, that one.
Well, that one they had to because of the X-Men
that was
franchise.
a studio thing.
Yeah.
They had to, but Coulson deserved better.
He's alive,
I know.
I guess, if you can call.
If you can, Agents of Shield is
alive.
apparently canon.
But yeah, like what I'm saying is though, Madoka was at this point 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So-
Holy crap.
And I mean, we were kind of talking off mic about a little bit like Avatar, why they're remaking and stuff, and you guys were saying like, well,
Yeah.
it's probably to get a new younger audience. I'm like,
Yeah.
this might be part of the reason for that. Maybe there are people coming in here who don't know about Madoka.
Yeah.
There might
That's
be.
a possibility.
Yeah.
So we might see them not really show what's going on until then. My thoughts are a lot of people are watching this know Madoka and know what they're already in
I
for.
think it's
Yeah.
also a way to market the game.
Well,
That too. Well, yeah, definitely.
So, because the thing is the game, while it might be free, also has in-app purchases.
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh.
Which
that's how life
is
works
the
now.
only way you're going to get new characters on your team. Well, one of the few ways, anyway.
Yeah, so they're gonna show up. Let me guess. New. What was the name we gave him?
Kyosaya.
Kyosaya.
New Kyosaya. I'm guessing she's a premium character.
I don't actually remember where she came in. It's been a very long time since I've played it, but she is in there somewhere.
She's behind a paywall.
She's one of the first characters introduced, but you can't play as her.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, she's.
Yeah,
You
she's
got to do
too
some
much of a
micropayments for that. But yeah,
Which-
she's very well shown off here. We're definitely
cool.
like, I'm not opposed to them advertising their product
I'm not either. And
as long as it doesn't become the whole point.
It's a cool enough product that like I'm willing to.
Yeah,
I
and like
mean-
if all you got to do is showcase a little bit of action,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
The other series had plenty of that too,
Yeah.
without advertising a game. So I feel like it would fit in very well,
Yeah.
and not be obtrusive.
And I will say, as somebody that hasn't seen like all the Madoka movies and like only saw like the
you only
show.
really need to see one.
Yeah, I only saw the show like one time, and it was still like easy for me to follow.
Yeah.
And
And the only movie you need to see is Rebellion.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the other two are just a recap of the whole
yeah,
series.
well, you guys
so
like
it's-
filled me in on like
Yeah.
what happened there, and I had picked up stuff from the internet, so it's like
And it's never getting another movie,
It's-
so
yeah.
live with that if you can.
it's easy enough to follow that if you're like a fan of just like the basic product.
Yeah.
You can still enjoy it.
Yeah, I'd say this is kind of like some of the Fate stuff that's been coming out nowadays,
Yeah.
where it's like it's an alternate timeline. You really don't need to see anything else.
That's true.
I guarantee you, there's going to be Fate people who
I
disagree
mean,
with me on
we all
that,
have
but
to
I
answer.
don't care.
We all have to also ask the question: do we think everyone else is showing up, and when do we think they're showing up?
Madoka will show up. I know that.
Madoka
Yeah.
will show
So-
up, as well as Homura, and at least probably Mammy or Sayaka.
Yeah.
Mostly because they are featured already in the game.
Okay.
They're featured in the very first cutscene of the game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it's actually part of one of the scenes from Homura's many timelines that we saw in episode 10.
Okay.
Where they're basically like in that whole like many banners hanging from strings and they're doing the tightrope fighting the witch, blah blah blah.
Oh, is that the multi-armed headless one?
It might
If I'm remembering correctly.
It might be. I don't remember, but that is like the very first cutscene of the game. So they're
Okay.
at least going to show up somewhere, and that actually might be.
So this is early before Homura got badass.
Yeah,
Alright.
I think this actually might take place in that timeline.
Okay.
So one of the timelines from the main show.
I mean, that is
One of the many timelines from that show.
That is
Yeah.
an interesting element that you can include here. Is like you got some alternate history stuff that you can do basically whatever you want. So I wouldn't be surprised if even after this one, they made another game where it was like yet another alternate version or whatever else. Again, Fate's been doing that for a while now too.
I have a thought. Speaking of alternate timelines, with like little baby QB, maybe the reason that that's working is it's a different QB from a different time,
He's QB Prime.
or it's QB from like before when the wish was like back in the past. There might be some weird time travel bullshit, is what my brain is saying.
I don't know. They're all a hive mind. But
That's true.
their memories get erased every time
Like-
Homura goes back in time. So at this point, it like they always are the same.
That's
QB,
true.
Basically.
My question is that since they made that one QB young, like I just want to know what the significance behind that is.
Especially because the
one
blue girl says that hasn't seen there's no
A
QB
baby.
around the city that she's in, and that she's never seen a young one. But that was like pretty significant that she said there aren't any QB in the city at all.
Yeah.
The Kami,
So he's special in some.
what was it called?
Kamihama.
Kamehameha City.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just excited, waiting to see where it goes.
Yep.
Sorry.
I'll be watching next week.
And-
see what happens.
I'm looking forward to see if like we get weird like little Terry Gilliam-esque scenes like bears stuffing children into sacks.
Oh yeah, what was up with that?
That was so weird.
I think that's definitely foreshadowing for the fact that she got rid of her own sister. But
Yeah.
She was talking to a QB, and then she's like looking up at where her teacher should be, and it's bears like in like a weird
it
circus.
looks like a witch lair.
Yeah, it did, and it was just like, and it was.
Is she already a witch?
I don't know, but it was weird. It's literally like some weird circus thing, and there's a bunch of colorful bears that reminded me very much of the Bad Idea Bears from Abby Q. Putting
Okay.
kids in sacks.
Yeah, weird stuff. But you know that's what we come to Madoka for.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's true.
I think we're all watching next week to see what happens.
For sure.
And yeah, I think that's it. Anything else to say about this or Paranoia Agent?
Nope.
All right, well, thank you for joining us all. Make sure to watch next week when we watch the finale of Paranoia Agent, and we announce whatever we're going to watch the week after that as well. And don't forget to watch more, name?
Magia record.
Magia Record. That's a short one that I can remember. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon for notifications. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like, and if you haven't already, check out some of our previous episodes, our daily gaming videos, or our parody series Madoka Magically Abridged. See you next time!